Hey everybody, so today I wanted to show you guys what I'm making for dinner. My hair looks like a hot mess and it is snowing like a freaking banshee outside, but I wanted to just show you guys what I'm making for dinner. So I'm making chicken pot pie casserole. This is super easy if you are needing a nice warm homey quick meal. This is great and there's lots of ways you can substitute it. So I'm just going to show you how I am making. First step is to set your oven to 375 and preheat your oven, and then you're going to take some of your cooking spray and a 9x13 pan and coat the inside of it. The next step is to chop up your veggies. So I'm using 2 carrots and 3 celery stalks. And then because this onion is so big, I'm only going to use half. This is like, half of this would be the size of like a small yellow onion, and that's how much. So once you've got all of your veggies chopped up, I just put them in a bowl. Then I'm going to take my chicken breasts and I'm going to dice them into 1-inch squares. Now that we've got all of our chicken diced, I put it in a bowl and I'm going to take a half a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper, and I'm going to sprinkle that in there. Then I'm going to take my spoon and make sure that this is all evenly coated and well seasoned. This is going to be super flavorful. If you want to modify this and make it even easier, you could get a rotisserie chicken from the grocery store and shred it, and then you wouldn't even have to do this step. The next step is to take your skillet. I prefer to use a cast iron skillet because it holds the flavor better and it also holds the heat better. But I take my cast iron skillet and I'm going to take a tablespoon and do 2 tablespoons of oil. And I'm going to heat that up and I'm going to set this on medium high and let that heat up. Next step is to add your chicken to your skillet, and we're going to cook this until it is no longer pink in the middle. The next step is to take all of your chicken once it's cooked and you're going to transfer it to a separate bowl with all of the juices and the seasoning that are in the pan. Next, after you've removed the chicken, you're going to take 2 tablespoons of butter and you're going to put it in that same pan. You're going to melt that butter and set your heat on medium low. After all of your butter is melted, you will add your carrot, celery, onion, and garlic mixture to this pan. And because I am out of garlic, I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of garlic, granulated garlic, instead of actual like garlic cloves because I am out. So let's add that garlic in there. And mix this all together, and we are going to saute this for about 3 to 5 minutes or until all of the onions are clear and nice and fragrant. Once your vegetables are nice and tender and your onions are see-through, you're going to add your chicken back in there, juices and all. Mix that all together so it's nice and well and incorporated. Then we are going to take our seasonings and add to them. So first we have a half a teaspoon of salt and another half a teaspoon of pepper. We will do a half a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. My favorite poultry seasoning is this. It is from Heath's Blends. It's chicken scratch. We do have some of these available, so if anybody would like one, they're a great all-purpose chicken seasoning. So yummy, super, super yummy. And then we are going to add 2 teaspoons of thyme. I'm actually going to, yeah, we'll do 2 teaspoons of thyme. I feel like that's a lot. We might just do 1 1¼ teaspoons of thyme. If you have like chopped thyme, that's better than the ground. And then I'm going to do 1/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric, just because I put turmeric in everything. It is great for your immune system. Mix that all together, and we're going to let this cook and simmer together for about 2 more minutes. Now that we've got that all mixed and incorporated, we're going to take 1/4 cup of flour and just pour that all over your mixture that's in your skillet. And what this is going to do is it's going to be the thickening agent for your sauce. So you're going to pour that and mix that so it's all incorporated, and it's going to turn into like a paste and like thick and chunky kind of, but that's what we want. Next we're going to add either 1½ cups of water or 1½ cups of chicken stock. I only have water right now, so that's all I'm doing. We're gonna mix that all together. While I'm mixing that, I'm gonna pour 1 cup of milk. And add that to our sauce. I'm going to take a whisk, and I'm going to sit here and whisk this together and make sure that it is all mixed nice and well. And the thyme makes it look kind of dark, but it's going to taste fan-freaking-tastic. So we're going to whisk this until it starts to boil, and then we'll reduce the heat and let it simmer for 2 minutes until it thickens. And we'll move on to the next step. This is what it looks like now that it's been simmering. It is ready to go, and we're gonna put this in the pan. The next step is I'm going to take these biscuits and I'm just going to set them on top. So they're nice and in place. I guess you could use more biscuits. We've only got 8, so we're going to just make it work. But it's gonna work. So now I'm gonna take my egg wash and I'm going to egg wash the top of these biscuits. This smells so incredibly good. This is a great for if you have to feed a lot of people. You just get a couple cans of biscuits and make the recipe. It's great for super snowy days like today. So now this is what it looks like. We are going to pop this in the oven for 20. This is what it looks like straight out of the oven. I took a little bit of butter and melted it, and I used a basting brush put some butter on top of the biscuits. And this is going to sit for 10 minutes. And then after that, you can enjoy it.